Alrighty. You know what it is, everybody. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. The game needs no introduction. It's got its rep. It's a bastard-coated bastard with bastard filling. We're going to see if we can rein it in a little bit here. You never know until you actually complete the run, how the run's going to go. A lot of RNG in this game, but we'll see what happens. See if we can raise a few bucks over the next 40-ish minutes or so. And try to put a heart on some demons along the way. Kind of keep this demon block going. Had a bunch of Castlevania games by our man AK, and now the Makaimura, the one and only in the marathon, ready to go. So we got the control set up. Let's do this. You got a very short time on the title screen, so I'm trying to keep this rolling. All right, here we go. Start the timer when we gain control. SDA timing, y'all. What are you gonna do? Alright, so we got the worst of the three weapons we could have got there. We want the dagger. We're going to be looking to get the dagger as we go on. But we'll see what happens. Supposedly, if you get the bow, you have a higher % chance of getting the dagger for weapon drop chests. But I find that I usually get more lucky if I end up with the torch. The bow is bad. The bow is bad because when you upgrade it, it has a homing feature, and here's what it does. It circles around, and it doesn't really hit stuff very well unless you are at point-blank range. Ooh, we're gonna go into that dog now. Oh, you avoided it. Fantastic. The problem is that you can only have one volley of arrows, and it has to completely dissipate before you can attack again. So when the arrows get caught up on nothing, you can't attack. And it turns out that's a bad situation to be in this game. It's really important to be able to attack whenever you want, otherwise you can die. I mean, you can die when you can attack whenever you want, so it just adds an extra wrinkle of fun to the whole adventure that is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. We're playing the Japanese version, Makaimura, because it is like 40 seconds faster during the cutscene in between loops. So we get lucky here. And we'll take the torch for the boss. I actually want to get hit before this fight's done. So we're going to do a jump here. There we go. Because I want to get steel armor. Steel armor is going to give me an extra opportunity to get a weapon in this stage coming up. And I should be able to get 3 weapon chests in this stage if we need it. Hopefully we'll get the dagger right here and we'll be good to go. Take the javelin. This stage has the world's most boringest auto-scroller of all time. I like auto-scrollers normally. A lot of people don't. For some reason, I think auto-scrollers are pretty cool. Not this one, though. This one sucks. It's just... The enemies are set up in a very standard attack pattern that doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination. It's like the one area of the game where there's really not a lot of meaningful randomness. Which is cool in a way, I guess, but it makes the 3.5 minutes of riding rafts very dull. That's really where the game gets you. You start losing your focus due to boredom. And then they sneak a fish in on your behind parts, chomps you up, and then you die. We're going to try to avoid that. We're going to try to pay attention. I make no guarantees. But I'll try. Should be a weapon. That's a scythe. We don't want that. That's really bad. So now we're going to roll with the javelin. The javelin's sort of like a poverty dagger. It's not the weapon you want, but it's better than a lot of other options. Oh, okay. That was not what I was expecting. So now we get to be naked, too. So on top of everything, we got a weapon that's less than desirable. We're in a very boring stage. And now, death is an actual possibility. You know, before it was kind of like cheeky and fun to consider the ramifications of not taking the stage seriously. But, you know, now it could be an actual issue. We're gonna get a nice next to the edge of the screen. Try to hit this guy. Okay, good. Late for that jump there. Okay. These fish will track to your position, depending on when you trigger them, but for the most part, they mainly operate in the same space. The mermen are always popping up at the same time. You're going through the stage. Oh yeah, these plants that are spitting at you, they are always at the same location. So this, I don't even know what chest we're on. I think this is armor. Oh, it's not, so we're gonna jump out of the way here real quick. This should be armor, then this should be chest 6. I believe. 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So we will be rolling with the javelin, at least through the end of the stage. We don't have another possibility of getting a chest to spawn. We don't have another possibility of getting an enemy to drop a weapon because we left that weapon on the table. This game has a property everywhere except for the next stage, part of the next stage, which hopefully we won't have to talk about. But for the most part, in this game, if you leave a weapon unclaimed, then throughout the rest of the stage, the game will not give you another weapon drop, unless you force it out of a chest. The game can't deny you those. But enemies with these pots, every third enemy has a pot, and more or less every third pot has a weapon drop, unless you have not picked up a weapon in the stage, and then you'll just get points drops. Fun fact, the 30-second pot drop in a stage will be a 1-up. However, that is an impossible pot to pick up in the actual course of the game. You have to manipulate the timer, otherwise you'll run out of time before you ever see the 30-second pop-up, because it would take over 150, like 156 enemies to spawn. So this is Storm Ciceris. Fortunately, it's the first loop, so being a little bit underpowered here is not as big of an issue. We would like to have Dagger and Magic here and just melt this boss in just a couple of hits, but, you know, we're playing with the hand we were dealt. It's not a great hand, but it's not the worst. Oh, thank you. Okay. So he could have walked off screen and I wouldn't have been able to hit him for a little bit, but he was very kind, brilliant, and decided to hang out. Oh, good. Yes, that's arguably the worst weapon in the game. So we're loving life right now. There's nothing quite like playing Super Ghouls in a marathon. Jump over that. Alright. So now we have gold arm, which means we can use magic. We have a quote-unquote upgraded javelin now. I say quote-unquote because I can only throw one of them on screen. It does more damage as an individual attack, but I have lesser firepower. Or lesser rate of fire, I should say. Which is a little bit of an issue. Or potentially an issue. It's fine as long as I can hit everything and it dies quickly. We should need 4 here to kill the Brilliant, and yes we did. We get a little bit of lava platforms to jump across here. And we can do a platform skip, which we can set up here. There we go. And then we come up to our first Red Reamer in just a little bit here. A couple more platforms to deal with, alright. There he goes. Let's see, we've gotten 3 chests so far. Chest 5? Yeah, chest 5 with gold. Well, where's... Oh, there's a chest that's supposed to spawn here. Where is this chest? Huh. Alright, well. We're still at 4 chests then. No, 3 chests. 3 chests. No, thank you. So we're going to bypass that chest too. So we're still at 3 chests. Depending on your armor and which number chest you've seen in the stage, it will change. Oh, there goes my armor. So now, I don't know where we're at in progression. It's probably, oh, that was chest 4, so that's armor. I knew that was chest 4. We had just said it, but I wasn't expecting to get hit either, so it kind of threw me off. We despawned bats there, which is cool. It's not that cool, considering we're trying to find the weapon that we want. But actually, that's a spot where you can farm for a weapon if you really are desperate. And we're not quite at that point yet, although it may be coming quickly. We could have... Okay. It's gonna be iffy, this part. If anyone ever tells you they're playing this game safe, that's not true. There's no playing this game safe. You know, you can try, but it sometimes the game will not let you be safe. And we just went through the section called the Goblin Waterfall, where they just dump goblins right on your head. It really wasn't that bad. I wanted to avoid both getting hit and getting an errant weapon drop, which we were able to do. We did get an axe drop there. That's good. Probably will not be able to get a 1 cycle with the javelins. It's possible again. Okay, get some good hits in. And it helps not be naked so you don't get shot by these guys. These little slime balls that get shot out from the death crawler here. There we go. Alrighty. So we're still moving. Everything is a little bit slower because we are not properly equipped, but now we are. We got it. I will say, oftentimes, that's where I'll end up getting the dagger if I don't have it until this point. So that's nice. Oh, well, we're losing armor now. Nothing we can do about it. The moment that we become attackable again, that guy is on top of us. We can get armor back. We cannot get armor upgrades, though, which means the stage is going to be a little slow. Your normal base dagger is quite a bit weaker than your upgraded daggers. As an individual, I think it's like 2 hit points less, but when you're attacking in volleys of 3, you're losing a lot of firepower that way. Come here. You're kind of in the way. All right. Just 2 and 3 there. It's going to set us up to get chest 4 in a little bit. Normally we don't stop and kill these guys. We kind of jump past them. Oh, it allows us to despawn later. Skull stacks here, but when you're naked, you gotta be a little bit more cautious. Not safe, but a little bit more considerate of your surroundings. So we got that. It's kind of a weird armor pickup. We're coming up to a part of the stage where if we do take damage, we're very likely to get knocked off of the platform and die. I should mention, if this mode 7 and this part of the stage is messing you up, you should probably avert your eyes to this part that we're going to see right now, because it can definitely cause some motion sickness. I hear that a lot from all sorts of different people. Because it is just rocking back and forth for about a good minute or so. It's a much shorter auto-scroller, not nearly as annoying in terms of execution as the Stage 2 auto-scroller, but sometimes more annoying for those who suffer from motion sickness, so we apologize for that. We'll see this stage again, 2 loops of everything. We'll try to make sure we remember to point it out to folks who may be afflicted by that motion sickness. But we're almost through here, gotta go up a little bit, back to the left, and then we're done. But yeah, usually if you take damage, you get knocked back when you're on the moving platform. That's it for you. You're going over the edge, and you're starting over in this area. Alright, so now we have the Hydra. This fight is such a bummer when you don't have upgraded daggers. You upgrade your daggers when you have either green or gold armor. This fight would be over by now. This is why it's nice to have armor for this fight, just in case you get a little bit out of position for the pumpkin balls, because their hitbox is a little bit larger than their sprite, so you can get killed if you're being a little bit too aggressive. Alright, we're going to jump to the left. That's a weapon drop, but we don't want that. We just want to set up chest number 2 here, so we can upgrade our dang weapon finally. Finally, mercifully. But this is stage 5. This is the stage from whence our intro music played. And this is usually the stage where things go wrong. Nothing's really gone egregiously wrong to this point. We just have not had the right weapon. And, I mean, that in and of itself is not good, but... Okay, we're gonna skip this one. Pretty good flower trio. I'm happy with how that went. So now we got these woos that are trying to shoot ice at us. On loop 1, maybe not so bad. They shoot a little bit lesser distance, and they're a little bit less aggressive. But man, if they want you, bad news. That's true of everything in the game. That's not really revelatory. If this game wants you dead, it's gonna find a way to make you dead. This section in particular calls for a lot of slowdown. I mean, literally and figuratively. Like, as far as the run goes, a lot of time can be lost here by trying to be cautious a bit. Okay, we're gonna get the arena to go to our left. We have chest 1 and 2 so far, so we need to get chest 3. Chest 3 is gonna have gold armor for us. And we want to get that chest up a little further. It's important to keep track of your chest at this part. In this situation. Because if you get chest 4 by accident, that's a weapon. And we've already suffered under the yoke of not the dagger. So we want to make sure that that does not happen again in this run, if we can avoid it. We should be able to avoid it. 99 out of 100, not an issue to maintain your weapon. That 100th time really sucks. So we have these avalanches we're dealing with. A couple different ways we can deal with it. There's a pretty cool magic glitch you can do. If you cast magic while the avalanche is hitting you, it will make you invincible for the stage, but it's slower than what I just did, believe it or not. So I didn't do it. Alright. That was BL Allison. He's dead now. Alright, now we're starting to make this look more like the normal timing that we would expect through this game. And now we have our lovely dragon, which is incredibly OP. It's the one real saving grace that the game gives you. The one real powerful tool that the game gives you to, and that hitbox, I guess, is the other one. It's a lovely hitbox. You get to just walk right through the head of that cockatrice. But yeah, we're going to cast some magic to deal with some Reamers and a couple bosses as well. Like, for example, this guy coming up right here is an oldie but a goodie. You know him, you love him. It's Astaroth. Where is he? There we go. Cast that magic there. Just sit right by his foot, stop him. And that's it for Astaroth. That's not really it for Astaroth. We're going to see him 3 more times. Right. One coming up in this stage right here. Astaroth has never been in a game, in a Ghouls and Ghosts game once. Ah, you dirtier... Well, here's the good news, we despawn them. Here's the bad news, we actually want to die now. We want to get armor back. You can do this stage without armor. You're going to lose more time. I mean, we're going to lose time getting the armor back, but you're going to lose even more time doing the fights and making your way through the stage with the underpowered dagger. So we just pop a quick death right there. We're going to drop down here and despawn that thing. I'm not sure at like the exact rate of verticality distance that you can despawn the imps, but I can kind of feel it. So I have a good idea about when I can get away with despawning the imps. We don't want to have to do that, but there are times when they are uncooperative. And you just say, you know what? Take a couple extra seconds and make you go. Got a couple chests right here we're going to get. We have green armor from chest number 2 here. and then gold armor right next to it. Fire arena. And once again, we are back to where we want to be, equipment-wise, at least for this part of the game. Alright. Gotta kill those two cockatrice heads in order to get through these walls. And now we're making our way to the bosses of Loop 1. Astaroth and Neveroth. Platform skip there. Start charging our magic. So we're gonna fight Astaroth the exact same way. We just fought him. Stand right in the middle of him. Let go as soon as he becomes vulnerable. Little audio cue I use. And step right by his toe. That's gonna stop him in place. And then here's his buddy Neveroth. As soon as he becomes vulnerable, let that magic go. Oh yeah, stop for me, baby. That is it. That is it for Loop 1. So, let's quickly recap Loop 1. Loop 1, we had the wrong weapon for the first half. About the first half of the loop. So we adjusted that. A little bit of sloppiness in stage 2 of all stages. It's a little weird. But we're back to where we need to be. Coming into Loop 2, stage 1 is probably the hardest stage in the game, like just straight stage, because the game has a lot of enemies already that it can spawn in that stage, but on Loop 2 they can be more aggressive and more voluminous, so you really need to be careful, and trying to go fast, the last thing you want to do is stop and wait around for the enemies. So sometimes you're doing jumps right into enemies that are spawning, and it sucks, and it can get you killed. But, well, we'll see what happens here. The good news is, as long as we don't die, we don't have to go out of our way to get armor or a weapon at this stage. I'm gonna wait for that. We're gonna go over here. Alright. A couple Zambies to deal with. Up and over. I'm just gonna go up here. I'm gonna hope for good spawns, and by good spawns I mean no spawns. Yeah, okay. So it's an example of the game having some fun time with hit points. 2 daggers. 2 of those upgraded daggers kill these wolves. I hit him with 3. There is no way that at least 2 of them didn't hit. Because what can happen is you can attack too quickly, and only 1 or only 2 of the daggers will hit, depending on how many daggers you throw. That's why I throw 3, so you guarantee to hit with 2. But sometimes, even when you do it right, it's like, that was enough hit points, but we don't like you, so we're not going to give you the kill. I know that sounds like nonsense. It's true. It's actually true. As ridiculous as that sounds. Sometimes the killing blows are not the killing blows in this game. It's very weird. The good news is we're still alive, at least for the moment. And as an added bonus, gold armor actually slows you down. I mean, not your weapon that you get with gold armor, that helps you out a lot. But the armor itself has a lot of extra sprite elements to it that can cause slowdown. Let's see if we got the right chest progression here. We do! Okay, that'll make this boss fight a little bit safer. Once again, because we have the underpowered weapon, the quick kill will be a little bit longer. Let's see what's here. That was weird. I don't think I've ever quite had that fight go in that exact way, but I kind of liked it. It was fun. I got to sneak in between the cockatrice head and the baby cockatrice. Alright. Chest 1 there is a weapon. Chest 2 is going to be armor. We don't care so much about that because we're going to do a little D-boost here in a second. So we lose our armor anyway. We did not do this on Loop 1 because I was trying to finagle a dagger, and then the game very quickly said, no, you're not getting a dagger this stage, buddy. But right here, we're going to jump up and boost off of this mimic chest. Make our way down here. Over this is chest 2. And as soon as we get down here, we got a checkpoint. Actually, as soon as we start falling. Once you see the timer go back up to 4 minutes, 59 seconds, you know you hit your checkpoint. Alright guys, good time to donate. But you know, if you're able to, that's wonderful. We really appreciate it. You're not going to miss anything if you go to the other page and put in that information to put a little bit more money towards fighting childhood hunger. If you need to go take care of other things, if you have some bills to pay, some I don't know, go walk the dog, stretch your legs, go make a sandwich. I mean, these are all wonderful options for how to better spend this time than watching me do this for the next 3 minutes or so. I mean, I would love to tell you, you gotta stick around and watch this thrilling action, but right now, that's not the case. Later, it will be thrilling action. Now, we've seen most of the game, so you know what sort of crazy, kooky nonsense is out there. This stage, you know, catch a power nap. I'm just as bored as you might be. Alright. Why are you still alive? That was weird. Yep. Oh no, here's a merman. There was a merman. There was his plant. Alright, so now, because we have our steel armor, because we have our proper weapon, we're going to set up a double armor spawn by spawning some chests out of order. We actually spawned a chest on the right before we spawned that chest on the left, which means that was chest number 5. No, chest number 6 is the one we just got with the green armor. Chest number 5 had gold armor. Because we got the green armor when we got chest 5, it produced gold armor. If we got chest 5 with steel armor, it would be a magician. And we would be in trouble. So we got both armor upgrades. That's the most exciting thing in the auto-scroller, is doing some spawning out of order, which is fun. It keeps us entertained as runners of this game for all of 10 seconds. And then, once again, wait for fish to go by. Now we are at the end of this stage, but we have another 20 seconds or so we have to wait until we get to the boss. The good news is we can do the quick kill on the boss, which we were unable to do due to improper equipment during Loop 1. But now we are all ready to go. We are powered up, ready to rumble. We're gonna put a whooping on the Storm Cesaris this time. Alright, so we cast that magic dragon. Get in a little closer. Throw a couple daggers while we charge our magic, and that's it. That's the fight. 3.5 minutes of auto-scrolling for a 10-second fight. It's a bit of an odd balance, if you ask me. But I'm not Professor F, the inventor of misery. I mean, Ghouls in these games. Shield on purpose here. I mentioned earlier that your gold armor elements, the helmet, the plumage on the helmet, and the shield, they all cause slowdown. And I can't do anything about the helmet or its plumage, but I can get rid of that shield. And the shield's main benefit throughout the game, I mean, sure, it can block projectiles, but its primary benefit is charging magic faster. There are 2 shield upgrades. The shield we just had, your standard shield, and then an upgraded shield that actually allows you to take 3 small projectiles before it goes away. But they allow you to charge your magic faster than what we'll be able to do right now. However, we don't really need to charge magic quickly at this point in the game, or the next stage. not until the ice stage will we really want the ability to charge magic a little bit faster, so we can save a little bit of slowdown by getting rid of our shield on purpose. In this stage, here we are in loop 2 of the towers, where the bats can be particularly nasty. That was a little bit of a troll, but you know, we'll see what happens. That might end up being nothing. Typically, in this stage, there can only be 3 bats on the screen at one time. I say typically because every so often you'll see 4 on screen at one time, and the game starts to chug pretty nasty. One time, 7 bats on screen at one time. The game looked like a slideshow. It was ridiculous. The game was just overrun with bats. I don't know how that happened, but it was absurd. I don't recommend it. And now we come to what was the Goblin Waterfall last time. Now it's Goblin Niagara Falls because they come out real fast and furious here. They just are a deluge of enemies, and we're gonna try to do this in a way that's not terrible. Oh, I knew you were coming. All right, that's pretty good. Stop it a couple 2 and 3 times. Ideally, you go through that entire part without stopping. It's a little dangerous. It's quite dangerous, but your dagger's hitbox trends a little bit above its actual sprite, so you can kind of make those kills happen. Alright. Spawning that chest in loop 2 can often get these axe genies to set up on you in a really nasty way. So, if we want chest 4 this time around, we're going to spawn a different extra chest than the very first one in this stage. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to spawn one. I may. Whoa. Yeah, we'll spawn this. Okay, so these chests are completely pointless at this point, but if we do lose armor, then we can ensure that we will see a 4th chest in this stage. That was very close. We landed on the first pixel of that platform. We almost lipped off, but we saved it. Okay, let's see if I can do my favorite kill in this game. Yeah, there it is. It's such a little slip kill. Alright. If you don't kill that bone pillar right there, he will shoot a fireball at you. And then you have to dodge out of the way of it. Okay, there's chest 4. We don't need it now. Chest 4 would give us a shield under this gold armor circumstance, but we don't want it until stage 5. So once again, if you get motion sickness, now would be a good time to turn away. I apologize, I didn't say that before we started the screen. But you already know. So hopefully everyone's okay. This stage looks very pie-like. It's like you have blueberries in the ceiling, you're riding on a piece of cherry pie. It's a very delicious stage. I cast the magic there because it gives you some iframes, and that steam was looking a little bit ill-timed for my passage through that section. So I figured, let's give me a little bit of iframes just in case the timing is weird. On the second loop, the steam vents can last for a longer period of time. They don't have to, but they can. And that uncertainty is really what throws a kink into the works. It'd be one thing if you knew that they were going to last longer every time, but the fact that you don't know means you kind of have to play it by ear. Alright, so mercifully we have upgraded daggers here, and look how quickly the Hydra dies this time. Like nothing, man. Oh man, what a joke. Alrighty. So before the end of this stage, we're going to get the shield one way or the other, but we're hoping that we don't have to take any deaths along the way. Oh, why'd I spawn that chest? Okay, that was stupid. There's chest 1. We want chest 2 for the shield. That was really odd. It's just not paying attention. Alright, we got... You may have heard like a little whoop in the background. That's a bad luck flower spawning. It's going to be a flower that's awake over this spike, And that was the bad luck flower. It just said, get dead. And our armor got dead. Fortunately, we were armored right there, so we did not completely die, but that may be coming quickly here. Not too bad. Once you're naked through that section, you got to be a little bit careful with how you proceed. You don't want to be too aggressive. You're just asking for death at that point. So we've got chest 1 already. Actually, it doesn't matter because we're going to take a death if we get to the checkpoint. I mean, we might take a death before we get to the checkpoint, but we're looking to get to the checkpoint and take a quick death so we get our armor right back so we can progress up through the armor ranks a little bit quicker. Because at this point, we would need chest 4, we need to spawn chest 5, get chest 6, go back, get chest 5, and that's all going to be a lot slower than just taking a quick death and then getting chest 2 and 3 and being done with it. Oh, these ice snakes are not spawning in any particularly favorable way. I don't care for them right now. We're going to hope that we get lucky here. We did. Try to play the arena stage. Most of the time it works out. Sometimes it does not. And we jump into the spikes there and say adios to that life. But we say hello, dear friend, to our steel armor, which is returned to the party. So that's chest 1. We want chest 2 and 3 here. That's the ones we're looking for. Chest 2 is going to be our green armor, bronze armor, that's what it's officially called. And chest 3, once we get the bronze armor, we'll have our full armor with a shield, and we'll be set to go for the boss fight. And there it is. Alright. We are prepared. Should be it. Yep. Oh, he tried to attack me. What a jerk. He can try to freeze you or try to attack you. Freezing's not a big of a deal. Pretty easy to avoid. Attacking. Jerk move. And pretty rare, actually. At least, for that first opportunity he gets. I'd say 4 out of 5, he just tries to freeze you the 5th time he attacks. Nice once again. Wait for this lovely hitbox. Hey, buddy. See you later. Start charging our magic here. Let go as soon as we hit the ground. And we have dealt with all the arenas in this stage. Tangle Bear, thank you for the 50 bits. Thank you for anyone else who's donating throughout this run. It's a little dicey, so I've been keeping the attention focused on the game. I apologize if I missed any of your generosity. Y'all are wonderful. I know we have lots of staff looking out for y'all to tell you what wonderful folks you are. For all of your contributions throughout this run and throughout the entire marathon. We really appreciate your support, making this happen. We've exceeded our goal, but how high can we go? I personally want to see us, I hope that we can maybe get to as many dollars as it is the current year. By the end of the whole kit and caboodle, we can get to, I need to charge then. Okay. Don't mess this up. Okay. I kind of did mess it up, obviously, but there we go. So now we have the weapon that we need. This is the MacGuffin of the game. This is the Goddess Bracelet. We were told we had to get it at the end of the first loop in order to actually defeat the final boss. Our mortal weapons are too weak to defeat the evil that is Sardius. But now we've got this weapon, this ultimate power, question mark, then we can defeat this boss and the next boss coming up after it, which is the final boss of the game. However, this fight we're about to embark on, hardest thing in the game. Hardest thing in the game by a wide margin. So we're going to see what happens here. Alright, so far he's been cooperative. picked me up. He said, you know what? You had a little bit of rough go with the weapons earlier, so I got you, buddy. Fortune has smiled upon the marathon. What a kind and generous Astaroth right there. Folks who watch my stream know that that is incredibly rare. That he is so cooperative here on Loop 2. Oh, you're just gonna stop? Okay, cool. I'll take it. Because we have gold armor and the Gotch bracelet, we are able to cancel projectiles, so we can actually clear out his fire, which can save a little bit of time. There we go. Great. And now, let's close it out. Alright, we can do this in 2 cycles, if he cooperates, and I don't screw up. But he's got to cooperate first, so let's see. Alright, he's cooperating, at least to start. Oh. Nice hitbox there, right? No, he did not cooperate that time. Also, I screwed up those attacks. I didn't get enough hits in for a 2 cycle. And he gave me a slow pattern again. So he does a fast, medium, and slow pattern during this phase. And, or during this fight. There's no phase, it's just one deal. If he gives you a fast pattern or a medium pattern, you're good to go. But you can put a whooping on him. Could have got a nice hit in there, but it's a little bit off. There we go. Alright. 3 attack cycles. I think it was 5 total attacks by him. And there's the time. Just over the 40-minute mark. Oy, oy, oy. Alright. We did it! We saved Princess Prin Prin. And we defeated Sardius with the ultimate weapon in the universe. Which, as it turns out, is not the bow. Stupid bow. So we went bow, torch, javelin, dagger in the run. So we had 4 of the 7 weapons. Well, technically 5 of 8 in the run. So not quite an all weapons run, but we don't want to mess around with the other 3. They're bad news. They are to be feared and hated. But once again, I want to thank everyone for supporting us throughout this entire Endure for Kindness Marathon. Thank you so much for helping us blow past our donation goal, and you keeping the donations coming. We appreciate the heck out of that. We still got another 3 or so hours to go. We got the finale, Final Fantasy for PlayStation, coming up right now, folks. So still plenty of time to get those donations in. If you're able to, we greatly appreciate you considering donating. Hopefully we can maybe get up over $2,000. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.